On today's Minute Apes, hey kids, fun science facts. Horses are great swimmers.
Hello and welcome to Minute of the Apes, the daily podcast where we break down every minute of the Planet of the Apes movies, 1 minute at a time. I'm Todd.
Hey-o.
That would be Sean. Man.
I'm just keeping an eye on Gertie.
You know what you've now done, besides the fact that you're the best teaser?
Yeah.
Which is what Chris tells us.
He's a teaser squeezer.
It's that you've gone to professional talent level because you had so much energy when you did your tease. And then obviously what I have to do is I have to watch and anticipate when you're going to be done and hit the buttons. And I go look at everything. And when I look back, your face is completely blank. You're out of the acting mode. It's like,
He's zoned out.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, you had complete talent moment because you will see those talent. They can turn it on and then just stop it.
You know how they say acting is listening?
Yes.
His acting is dead. It's like, my lines are done. And now my lines are... And
Well, it was amazing. You literally, it was like somebody just completely took the spirit.
I don't exist when you walk out of this room.
Yeah, I'm about to say, he's pulling... There's no object permanence. Whenever
I'm glad
when
you
hide
finally
your
acknowledged
eyes,
that.
he's not there. He's like Davidson when you're not looking at him. He's just doing push-ups and he's back.
That is what you're doing, Mr. Ripped Up Muscle. You're over there
Every time you
flexing
turn
it up.
around.
I'm doing push-ups all the day long.
I'm not sure what I was just doing.
Dude, I don't know what
hands.
that was. They're under the table. It's a little suspect.
Todd,
Oh,
is
no,
your-
it's not. I'll take
Todd, is your epilepsy coming back?
Wow, Sean. Thanks.
I know.
Do we need to get a Russian chiropractor on that?
Do I have to stick a wallet in your mouth to keep you from biting down
So,
on
no,
your tongue?
you don't have to do that. And
A wallet, not a spoon, a wallet. You could put cash in my mouth anytime that you want. I'm just going to say that right now.
Wow. Okay, so here we are. It's the middle of the week. Gertie, if you step on that button, good girl.
The big one that says "Don't push."
Yes.
The big red one that says "Don't step on me."
I swear. So,
Oh, she's trying to pull the cord out of the wall socket.
oh, she won't get that out.
I don't know.
Gertie.
Gertie.
No.
Lord.
No.
Wow. JJ, don't
So-
listen to this. Your dog's about to get electrocuted.
So
JJ will
Gertie
never
being
listen to
Sean's dog, the young puppy. We've got the power strip over there, and now the thing is, and somebody in the world wants to tweet. Well, I don't use Twitter anymore. Somebody wants to hit me on Facebook and tell me of a power strip that has its safety on/off button on the side, protected to where a dog can't get to it. Because this dog will walk over and she's just innocuously not paying attention and pow.
It needs one of those security things like they have in the military where it has a guard over the button so you have to lift it up and then hit the button.
Why doesn't it have that? And I've looked and I can't find one like that. I did tell
And it
Giant
needs-
box next to it with an
Well, I've
axe
got it.
that you have to break.
Yeah.
Gertie proof.
We have to crack open the seal. It's got the code written on it.
tell Sean-
Viva Chopper. Bravo.
I've got a box that you use outside for like Christmas decorations and things to keep water out of that strip. I may have to start bringing it, and it's like my Gertie box.
Oh.
All right, so minute 63. We've had Gertie talk, we've had my epilepsy talk, we've had everything. Let's talk apes. 63. Sean, tell us what's going on.
All right, we're going to start minute 63 with MCD informing the camp that some humans have escaped and ends with some horse rustling.
All right, here comes minute 63. Planet of the Apes.
Some humans have escaped. If they come this way, we will crush them. These humans are different. They travel with apes. You find this amusing? No, sir. I am assuming command. I will personally make sure this camp is prepared.
Just grab the reins with one hand and you hold on to this horn as tight as you can with the other. We're gonna cross the river. Hey, horses are great swimmers. They'll carry you across, okay?
As a minute 63 of an Oberon's worth of apes and humans, 2 displaced pods worth of humans and ape cities, minus those 2 gorillas, humans on the loose, and now an ape camp.
All right, so visually we get the back and forth between this gorilla and Atar. We get the weird overextending eyeball, head tilting
He was
moment.
really happy about that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it stood out.
We get Chimp in the background nodding and acknowledging. Suddenly they're buddies. They were fighting over a poker game, and now they're buddies.
Is that the same Chimp set?
Yeah, I think it is. So then we get the back and forth one shots, nicely framed, interesting, but again, that color timing issue from the last one comes up because it's very yellow on their face and not blue. We then cut to nighttime as our intrepid group descends over a rock face down to the horses. They begin putting saddles on the horses. A lot of shot of the assembling of that until Leo goes to Ari. So I'm going to jump. I need to jump immediately kind of closer to the middle when he says, I'm assuming this camp. And I want to say this now so it can hit all of this. In fact, this entire minute is a mess of a couple of things. It shouldn't be called a camp. It should be called an outpost. That's kind of the way they've kind of referred to things.
Resort.
Okay, this resort outpost. But it should be something that stays consistent to the messaging of it.
Right.
Also, at the end of this clip, we have an issue with it going to me tonight because all the assembly of minutes before it are wrong. They should have seen the camp first. Then we'll go under cover of darkness should have been said, and then they have all their discussions about what Seamus was. It becomes this thing of this makes no sense. Okay, they just they waited and there's nothing to it. There's no anticipation to it. With all that said, to me, why do we need the fighting with the poker game for him to assume the camp, which should be an outpost?
Are you saying that he's assuming the outpost because he just saw the aggression? He realizes the camp is
the problem.
Ridiculous, and that's why they need authority. Here's my greater question: how does he know they're coming this way?
Thank you. That was my first note. Why does MCD think humans are going to come this way?
Why do they have any sense that the humans are going that direction? 360
degrees.
If he said we've been tracking them, and they are coming this way,
there are all kinds of issues like this.
Just one little note: we've been tracking them.
But for him to assume the outpost, why do we need them fighting? Why do we even need to see this camp as a mess? Why should it just be they're there and they're petrified when he shows up?
The camp has to be a mess so that they can easily get through it. If it was regimented and organized, then as soon as Davidson steals the horses, they come breaking through, they're all going to get caught.
But
Atar
could come into that camp. They're all like, oh shit, why is he here? And he comes along and he starts saying, why aren't you at your post? Why aren't this? Why is it? We don't need to see them fighting to do this, to have this moment, for it to work. You don't. He could point out he can point out in the same amount of dialogue that there are holes in their perimeter. He could say things like that.
If they hadn't destroyed Davidson's gun, you could have an organized outpost here. Davidson comes through with a gun, shoots one or two of them, and so that makes them scatter, and then the gun runs out of ammo or whatever, and he tosses it away.
That's not a bad one either.
Atar could come in and say, I'm assuming control of this camp. No reason whatsoever. I need riders cramming this perimeter over here. I need riders going this direction here. I've been tracking them. We know they're coming this way. Something. He just has to take authority. There's no other reason for them to happen. I mean, it'd be one thing if maybe back in the city we had Tim Roth's character, I'm forgetting his name. If he'd said to him, "Go to the outpost on this, so and so is soft," or something like that.
Yeah,
something just to let him know that his taking authority is relevant to something else. I don't know. Just
their logic. Yeah, thank you. When you said you'd forgotten it, it was like my brain went.
We haven't seen him in a few pages, so
in a week or so.
Yeah.
Again, this script, it just feels cobbled together, like things are not thought through. Things don't make sense. Things aren't cohesive from where they are to where they are 30 minutes later.
To your our note about why does he think? Why does Michael Clark Duncan think they're coming this way. If he had said, I've sent notices to all the outposts, but I'm taking over this one personally. That way, we know there are more outposts out there, and so they're making sure that they're not coming that way. I just happen to be fortunate at the one that they are coming through.
I don't know why Thade would know that, there's something on the other side of the horizon that Marky Mark
wants to get to.
Leo wants, but at least if we had some sense of that, it would give us a sense of that they know where they're going. They need to get to this outpost to get ahead of them. How do they know? How does he even know they haven't gotten by them already? Like, it just
with that mode of thinking, doesn't the scene with Charlton Heston almost? I can't think of what word to use. Doesn't it hamper Thade in a way, because now he's sent to a level where he doesn't have the information and everything? If he were more like Zeus and already knew that there was something out there that they're surely going towards,
well, he could have. Yeah, that's exactly where I thought you were going with this. If he could have said they'll be heading here.
Yeah, he knew. Maybe he has seen what they're going to, and he knows he has to keep them from it. Maybe he's the one. We don't need to know it, but maybe he's the one that erected the forbidden zone-ish kind of thing.
Part of this mystery, the tracking device that Davidson had, maybe picking up on old tech, right? Maybe that's part of the mystery. It's not picking up on new tech; it's picking up on old tech.
How interesting would it have been to again adapt the actual Pierre Boulle novel, and you have cities that look like our modern environments, but maybe they still have a forbidden zone, and maybe it's the irradiated existence of what humanity was before they've come out. You could. There's a flip to it. This is so messy. This is so silly. Speaking of silly, at 5 seconds, why do we?
Why do we get kind of this? Does the ape in charge,
grow in
charge, go? We will crush them. Then he shows his teeth, pulls his eyes really, really wide, gets super animated, and then comes back down again.
Yeah.
Why couldn't he have stayed in that moment if he's going to be that?
You go to what Robert Pattinson said about, when he put on his cowl, he's like, I realized that if you were to take my cowl off, that I would be horrifically overacting. However, with that cowl on, I had to open my eyes a little bit wider. It feels like this dude didn't look in the mirror, and he just went, I'm probably going to have to open my eyes, and he just, it's just way too much.
Well, the director kept it. I wouldn't have kept that.
No,
I would have done something a little bit different with it. I would have kept his energy up, or I would have taken it completely out. So he assumes control, and then, to your point at the beginning, we have this terrible cut to nighttime.
Yeah.
Where have they been hanging out? What's been going on?
And again, Davidson has a 36-hour time frame. We've already been at night in the jungle where he got all this stuff, gone today. Now it's night again. So we've lost 24 hours minimum.
They
so
got
he's got 12
hours
hours to go.
But at least if you have a moment where they've seen the first thing, okay, after they see the scarecrows, the next thing they see is they come across and they see the encampment. And Leo, you could even talk about, Leo should be smart enough if he's former military to look and go, they have weaknesses in their perimeter.
Yeah, because nobody's watching these horses.
And we go straight through it. And maybe the kid goes, no, we wait until darkness. We want everything that we can have. Then you have those moments, you build it. You earn a bit more of this too, right? Don't you, where it actually feels like they've seen it, they're doing it. Now we have a reason for them to stop talking. You want to talk about wasting time. Why the fuck were they telling me about Seamus when he's checking his tricorder? Mm-hmm. That should be like, shut the fuck up, bitch. Let's go.
Is it really the best plan to take 7 other unarmed companions with you on horses through the middle of a giant gorilla encampment just to get across some river right there? Wouldn't it be better to steal some horses and go slightly around it? And you could even do it during the day maybe as opposed to at nighttime? Like, this is a huge risk that Leo is taking to go through the camp at nighttime.
It's a better action sequence, Richard.
It is a much better action sequence, but we don't have a sense that there is not another place they couldn't go around. I mean,
and he's also assuming everybody in his entourage can ride a horse. Because in your script, they haven't shown it here, but in the script, she thought the horses were monsters. So now you're going to also, when he's going, all right, you just hold on to the reins, you hold on to, and you have that. What are reins? How do I hold on to? What am I? I mean, yeah.
Well, in the script, she's supposed to hold on to that mane and not reins, but whatever.
Well, see, that would have made sense. I mean, bareback the horse.
I was going to say they all the kid knows how to put a saddle on a horse.
Yeah,
he grabs a saddle and puts it on a horse. And okay.
And also, I mean, not that I've ever done it. I've witnessed and assisted, but saddling a horse is not the easiest thing in the world to do.
It's
especially,
not.
I mean, if the horse doesn't want to be saddled, they'll breathe in and make it harder to put on so that when you tighten it up and then they breathe out, the saddle's loose and you fall off. I mean, yeah, you've got to assume that the horse is going to want to be saddled, and then you put the saddle on, and you got to know how to do it. And they don't have any blankets. I mean, blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
So at 25 seconds, we cut from the gorilla troops after he's assumed control of it, just to a shot of them descending down the rock face at night. Once again, there is no buffer to it that says we're clear. Set up the original shot, and he says, no, their perimeters are weak, but we're better to go into darkness. And then after this, cut to the kid and looking, maybe a pause, a wide shot over his shoulder, and he goes, are we ready? He's like, and we see something move. Yes, we're ready. There's none of that. It's just like, boom, they're just climbing down a rock face. Why?
They're coming, there's no guards anywhere. There's no guards they're trying to avoid.
We should have seen
a guard walking away,
or the major domo leaping out and grabbing and killing a guard or something like that. Yeah,
that's also a character moment for Leo. If the kid's like darkness, he's like, and maybe they're watching the sun just go, and he's like ready to go, and he's like holding him. Mm-hmm. Leo looks and sees that person walk away, and he goes, now. That's a character moment. That builds he cares. And Leo's such a turd muffin, I doubt that he cares about anything.
Here's a note I had that I had not even thought about until this minute.
Yeah.
This is not Earth. So these apes came from wherever. We're going to assume it came from Pericles or whatever. Where the fuck did horses come from on this not Earth planet?
Good point, yeah.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
These are horses.
They're horses.
Yeah.
The domesticated
Maybe
horses.
Maybe Seamus came in on a horse.
Any other random like animals they have, you can kind of that might be avian for some reason whatsoever, but it may not.
But
be
a horse is very Earth.
It's a very specific thing. Yeah.
I mean, it'd be one thing if they made them a different color, or even just went crazy and gave a unicorn horn, so you thought it was something alien.
Well,
but
think about what
horses.
They did with the elephants in Star Wars and put the banthas.
Yeah.
They just simply put tusks on them and a bunch of
hair.
Yeah,
and now you got a different animal.
Yeah, that's all you had to do. Put something on these
these
damn
are
make them look a little bit different. Yeah, fair.
Just a little. We talked about props before. It's all you're doing is slightly tweaking. Put more hair on them. Make them look otherworldly.
Yeah.
We can believe that there are beasts of burden. Just don't make them look like our fucking. Don't make it look like Seabiscuit.
There you go.
Just don't do it. I think that's about it.
We beat the
shit out of this
We
minute.
need to bring up the Seabiscuit reference at the end of the minute.
Seabiscuit might be it.
They get the saddles on the horses.
Seabiscuit, not a horse biscuit.
Ari looks nervous. Mm-hmm. It ends with Leo saying, "Hey, they're great swimmers and they'll carry you across."
I'm assuming Ari has seen a horse and knows horses can swim.
Yeah, they're riding horses in the city.
Yeah, so
that's why again I'm like that's another inconsistency is they see the apes on horses. Why is this horse so incredibly foreign
to her
that she's petrified?
Well, they did ditch the part about the humans being afraid of horses. They ditched that part. Right, but it doesn't explain why she's afraid of horses. But I think
it's convenient that they need a moment between themselves.
She's a woman.
I think
she's weak.
Well, I think she's afraid of water. We're supposed to assume she's afraid of water, and it's just being construed as if she's afraid of the horses themselves.
Okay, that's fair. I'm putting this minute to bed. I got to move on from it. This one drives me insane. All right,
you're putting out to pasture.
I am. I might actually put it out of its misery. All right, that's it. Minute 63. We'll be back tomorrow. Another minute geared up, and I'm betting that Richard will turn on his charm again and turn it off when he's done. Until then, everyone have a great day.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.